And moving on to Gambia, my Gambia. I'm not really happy with what's happening in Gambia because you guys know that the presidential election is coming up in December. And of course, President Yahya Jammeh is now going crazy, arresting people anyhow, all in an attempt to hold on to power. First of all, I told you guys that he already increased the price of participating in the presidential election. If you want to be a candidate, you have to have at least $25,000. People are like, where do you want us to find this money? And then at least 3 opposition supporters have been confirmed dead after they were picked up by the National Intelligence Agency. Among those that were killed is a senior opposition youth leader, that is Solo Sandeng. The man had a peaceful protest in March calling for election reforms in Gambia, only for him to be picked up and detained. Amnesty International said that he died in custody after a torture session by the National Intelligence Agency. All he did was protest that there should be an electoral reform in Gambia. I heard that he was arrested together with Buba Gite. This is Buba. The man was also protesting. I actually saw the video of Buba protesting and I shared it on my Facebook page just because I really admired his bravery. I had no idea that he was also arrested. So if anyone knows whether Buba has been released or not, please let me know. I've heard that no one knows his whereabouts either. So I'd like to give kudos to Sandeng's daughter. She staged a solo protest after her father was arrested.
I don't expect anybody to be behind me. I stand alone and let anybody come. I am here. Whoever arrested my father, let him know that the father has his family. It was because we had to keep quiet and make everything simple. But this time, we are not keeping quiet anymore.
Yeah, she's a really brave woman. I was shocked to hear that her father's body is yet to be released to his family. As a matter of fact, the family did not even have time to mourn his death, because I heard in an interview that she granted American-based Gambian journalist Fatou Camara, where she was talking about how they had to escape so that they would not also be arrested.
They did not give the body to your family?
No, we have no body. That's what we were trying to do in the street. We got information that they might be following us, and then we had to evacuate.
But we also got information that they were at your house. There was a truckload of paramilitary officers.
They were there. We were in a room that we were hiding.
Very sad. Just imagine what that family is going through. Apparently the man has a 2-year-old child and he has 7 children altogether. Now they are fatherless. The death of this man sparked further protests after his party's leadership resolved to demand him for justice. So kudos to all who came out to protest his death. But it's so unfortunate because Jammeh is still using that as an opportunity to arrest people. Dozens of people have been arrested, including the main opposition leader has now been arrested. That is Osano Dabe of the United Democratic Party, and his entire executive members, they've all been arrested. They were accused of stupid things like unlawful assembly, riot. These people were holding peaceful protests, yet they said that they were inciting violence, they were interfering with traffic. So a lot of people have been crying all over the world that they should release these people, including the United Nations Secretary General. He's been saying they should release them, but yet Yahya Jammeh is yet to release these people. And let's not forget that several journalists have disappeared since Jammeh became president, including ALHAGIE CEESAY. The man was detained for so long. He's been detained for like a long time. Now I heard that he's at the hospital, and then somebody else wrote me that he escaped from the hospital. I'm praying that that's the case. I'm praying that he's alive and well, and hopefully he can get out of Gambia. Now this rampant arrest is so bad now that anybody could be arrested, even those that are in support of Yahya Jammeh. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you could be arrested. Like the son of somebody called Basiru Jawara. That's a very popular businessman in Gambia who's also known to be a supporter of Yahya Jammeh. His son was eating at a restaurant next to his office when the paramilitary men were arresting protesters, and so they picked him up. They thought it was one of the protesters. Now the only reason that that guy was released is because his father is a big man in Gambia. So what about countless ordinary citizens that have been unlawfully arrested? Who's gonna bail them out? Now, do you know that despite all these things that Jammeh is doing, some people are still supporting him? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know, they never learn. Meanwhile, Gambians outside Gambia are also protesting left and right that Yahya Jammeh should step down. These are Gambians in Sweden protesting recently. Yeah, kudos to all of you. Thank you for standing up for what is right, even though you are not home. The sad thing is, in all of this, Jammeh is still blaming the West, saying that they are the ones behind his problem. He says that all the protesters are being sponsored by the West because the West is trying to destabilize Gambia. Look at that. But you tell me, who's really destabilizing Gambia? Who is it if it's not Yahya Jammeh? Now, my only message to Gambians is, please, don't wait till your family member is arrested before you start speaking up. For real, people need to speak out more. If the whole country is speaking out, I mean, how many people do you want to arrest? All I know is that whether Yahya Jammeh wants it or not, someday he would leave that position by fire by force. As you guys know, I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.